Today, we're going to be talking about this guy. Can't see the bad light, but this, to those who don't recognise him, is Computron. He's an Autobot, and he's one of the Technobot range. Computron first showed up within Series 3 of the Transformers, so it was during the Rodimus Prime Galvatron era. Showed up in an episode called Grimlock's New Brain. Basically, that ever-bumbling Dinobot bites into a machine, and instead of being electrocuted and blown up, somehow downloads the computer into himself and makes himself super intelligent. Anyway, the story goes that Grimlock builds the Autobots a shuttle so they can fly off to Unicron's head, which of course is orbiting Cybertron, so that they can stop Galvatron from finding something or other. I forget what they're called, but it makes the Autobots glitch in such a way that they'll have to leave Cybertron. During the fight, Grimlock buggers off, and somehow this four-fingered Tyrannosaurus Rex put together from scratch in a remarkable short space of time this guy, the Technobots. Like all the gesalts, apart from Devastator, he's made up of 5 combiners. You have Lightspeed, who is quite possibly my favourite of all the Technobots, but he's got a bug ugly toy, and it is vile. I'll show you now, actually. He looks like, you'll have to excuse me because I don't actually have the bottom part of Lightspeed. Now the car mode itself isn't that bad. He's a bit stiff as well is what he is. However, the torso and the upright part of him makes him look like he's had too many Cybertronian McDonald's. I mean, that is one fat fryer tuck style robot. Okay, the other leg is nose cone. I'm trying to think now which one it is. Hang on, I'll point to it because I can't think of my left and right for some reason. Got this guy, Afterburner, who is quite funky, seeing as he looks like a cross between a Harley Davidson and one of those bikes from Tron. So I don't know what Grimlock was thinking when he made these guys, but he really did go to town on them. And then you have this guy, Strafe, who also looks pretty funky. The middle guy is Scattershot. Now with Scattershot, he's bloody big. He is really, really big. He's about at least 2.5 times the size of the others, and even that's not that unusual because all the leaders of the combiners, they're all much larger. If you look at all of them, you've got Hotspot, Silverbolt, Motormaster, then you've got all the others because I can't think of their names at this moment in time. The only ones that didn't have large leaders was the Constructicons, who actually transformed properly, though they were extraordinarily fiddly to put together, as I recall, and there were 6 of them, and the Predacons, and Razorclaw, who's the leader, wasn't overly large. Now, Computron, in the cartoons, only shows up, really, to one episode. He's in Grimlock's New Brain, and the Technobots get a small shot in the next one. And then the most you see them after that, really, is in the Rebirth when Snapdragon kicks Lightspeed in the head. Okay? In the cartoons, however, they do start to develop their own personalities, and they're very much a rogue element for the Autobots. I mean, most of the Autobots, without really any notable exceptions, are all good and noble and nice, for want of a better word. The Technobots aren't. They're quite maverick in a way. Lightspeed doesn't really want to fight. He wants to be reconstructed as a space shuttle so he can explore space. Nosecone's a thinker, but the other 3, Afterburner is extremely impetuous and highly hot-headed. Has numerous falling outs with authority figures because he doesn't like authority. Strafe goes in all guns blazing. The main problem with that is that he can't hit the inside of a barn with a target lock-on. So he's actually a very bad shot. So when he starts shooting, everybody ducks. Scattershot is a brawler. He's a street fighter. Again, he goes in all guns blazing, and if he doesn't like the way you're doing something, and if he doesn't like the fact that you don't like what he's doing, he'll simply call you a buckethead. Computron, of course, very intelligent, the most intelligent of all the gesalts, because his thinking potential is limitless after Grimlock re-downloaded the computer within him into Computron. Or at least downloaded the intelligence of the computer into Computron and left himself dumb again. Computron speaks really, really slowly because he thinks about everything he says every word he thinks about perfectly. No one ever has to question him, because when computron talks, everybody listens. As for the toy itself, all you younger generation who'll be watching this won't remember this guy, because according to you, you've never seen the original series of Transformers, so you have never seen the Optimus Prime era against Megatron. All you've seen is Beastars. But to give you your credit, Transformers Armada, Transformers Energon was okay, but Transformers Cybertron, what the hell were they thinking? God, that looks awful. But anyway, Computron, not in the new ones, he's in the old ones. The toy, I mean, it's quite basic. I mean, most Transformers after about 86, after 85, 86, all they really did was twist and pull, and they were transformed. The only exception to this rule with Computron is Scattershot. He's got a lot of turning and twisting and folding over, and he's kind of weird like that. Obviously, Scattershot is kind of like a triple changer. He's kind of like Trax. He's not really a triple changer. The same way Trax wasn't really a triple changer, but he does have the ability to turn into a mobile gun cannon. Quite one of the largest of the bulkier ones, and an all-round bulkiness. The only one that really comes close in that sense of the regard would be Defensor. Menasor just looks weedy. Superion looks okay from the groin up, but the legs are just scrawny. It's like Kate Moss stuck on Arnold Schwarzenegger's torso. I mean, all the others were the same. I mean, Predaking was the largest. He was probably the largest of all the gesalts, as he stood about 11 inches tall, as I recall correctly. I don't actually have him at the moment. But he was very bulky, very nice, and he had a slightly more, and because the way the scatter shot was made, he has slightly more pose to him as well. I mean, you can actually make it so that he's walking. You can bend the legs so he looks like he's walking, and I mean, all the others, all they could do was this. That was it. That was really all they could do. But scatter shot, you can actually do something with him. I can't really think of anything else to say about Computron, but he is quite nice. Certainly one of my favourites of the gesalts. Certainly one of my favourites. He's certainly one of the bulkiest, and he looks big. You know, he looks big. It's not like Menasor, who I'll do a review on another time, who looks quite weedy. I'll also do a review of Superion once he gets to me within the next 5 to 7 business days, as I was reliably told from the person I bought it off of eBay. God, I love eBay. It's brilliant for all the old Generation 1 stuff. It's got to be careful, though, because you'll pay through your nose for it. Right, well, that's Computron done. I will sign off for now, because I'm rapidly approaching my 10-minute mark, because the last one didn't upload, because it was 12 minutes long. But anyway, I shall speak to you all again. Toodle-pip, ta-da, and au revoir.